Hello everyone, Farah Hanoun here, and I'm joined by Calvin Kattar, who takes on Ricardo Lamas at UFC 238 on June 8th. Calvin, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? All right.
I'm doing great, thank you. I saw earlier on your Instagram video you were getting your eyes checked. Is everything okay? What was that?
Just a little late on the exam, but honestly, I got one done in October, so I didn't know we'd be needing another one so soon. But I think they might need a new one every calendar year. So I just got that wrapped up, the eye exam, and I'm good to go.
Oh, is this like a kind of a mandatory thing you do before fights?
No, I have to do it to get medically cleared, but I ended up leaving some nice shades afterwards, so it was good to go, and everything checked out. I'm good to go.
All right,
So
awesome.
ready to fight. Just make sure that they're just making sure I can see, and and then I'll be ready to go come fight night. Then I'm healthy.
All right, I see. And when do you head to Chicago?
I leave Tuesday.
It's not bad it's not a bad flight, right? It's pretty close.
Yeah, and I've only heard good things. I know a lot of people from that way, and I think the Boston to Chicago. I know a lot of people from Boston that moved to Chicago and vice versa. So I heard a lot of good things. I'm gonna go. I'm excited to go out there, try a deep dish, take in the culture, stay in an extra couple days afterwards because you never really can take it in so much during the fight week. You're so focused on the fight, and it's not like when you go to a game you can have beer and dogs during the before the fight. You know.
Yeah, of course. And before we talk about your big fight, I just want to revisit your last one. Of course, you defeated Chris Fishgold by TKO. That was back in October, and I know I was talking to you before this fight was scheduled, and you're really frustrated trying to get a fight. What was that process like since October, coming off of a first round finish like that, and for it to take that long for you to get this fight?
Hey, I was just happy to get the win and renegotiate the contract. I think where we were sitting on a new contract and re-signing that might have been some of the delay, but everything worked out for the best. I'm happy we waited and we got a great opportunity in Lamas in his backyard of Chicago, and things worked out for the best. We just rolled the punches and here we are.
And yeah, I was gonna say because I remember when Michael Johnson was looking for a fight, you were down for that. There were guys like Josh Emmett out there. Do you feel like I feel like that was like Ricardo Lamas is kind of the best option you could have gotten just because of his name and what he's done in the division and in the sport, former title challenger. Do you agree? Is that kind of like the best opponent you could have gotten?
Yeah, 100%. When you say title challenger, I think where I'm at right now, anybody that has fought for the title and competed as a contender, those are guys you want to take out just to show that you're the next in line and deserving of that spot. And I'm excited to go out and test myself against the guys that claim to be the best in the division. See where I stack up.
Absolutely. And in your last fight, that was your first fight outside of the U.S. when you fought in Moncton, correct?
Um, yeah, I believe it was Malkin.
What was that? Because I remember we were talking before the fight. We weren't even sure about Moncton. It was the first time I heard about it. What was that like? What was Moncton like?
I mean, aside from paying extra taxes for the on the purse, it was cool. It reminded me a lot of New Hampshire, really just like one road, things going on out there. But I had a early flight the next morning at like 7 a.m. and you know how it is. You got a lot of family flying in, see you compete, friends, and after a first round finish, you probably have a little energy for an after party. So we're going out, hanging out with family, friends, and things. And the night doesn't end till almost about 4 or 5. And then to be ready for a flight that early is tough. Me and Rob Font ended up missing the flight, got stuck in Montreal, and ended up making night out of that. And that's why this time around I'm pushing back the flight to Tuesday. And I'm just going to take in the culture, everything Chicago has to offer. Like I said, get a deep dish and catch a game at Wrigley. I've always wanted to go to Chicago. I'm really excited to go there now and on the UFC's dime.
Awesome. And when you look at this fight, it's on another pay-per-view card. You've been on some pretty big cards. Do you enjoy being part of such a stacked card? Because this is one of the better cards in a long time.
I mean, I'm just happy to fight for the UFC, the best organization in the world. Whoever they put on the card with me, I'm cool with. It's always fun when you can have a stacked card, but sometimes it's tough for the bonus, they say.
Mm-hmm.
I all in all, when I'm on a card, I really honestly a lot of times don't even know who the hell else is on a card. I'm so focused and wrapped up in my own world in my camp. It was cool. Except for the big ones, obviously. Sometimes you catch I thought the Tony Ferguson Cowboy Cerrone fight was a great addition, especially so close to it. You don't really see big fights like that happen and come to fruition so close to the event, and just speaks to how game those guys are. And it should be made for an exciting night.
Definitely. And let's talk about the fight, Ricardo Lamas. How do you see this fight stylistically playing out?
It's definitely going to be a clash of styles. They call him the bully, and like I said, I ain't been bullied a day in my life, so I'm excited to see how that works out for him.
And do you feel like recently in his career, because obviously like things haven't really been going his way, is that a dangerous way to think? I mean, of course you're going to expect the best Ricardo Lamas, but do you feel like he's the same fighter that he used to be when he challenged for the title?
I don't really. Sometimes off losses and things like that. Like, look at me after my last fight. Not that I had a history of losing or anything like that, but after a loss, sometimes that's when guys are most deadly. And for me to expect anything less than the best Ricardo Lamas that's out there would be a mistake on my part. I never underestimate anybody, and each and every time you're going to get the best Calvin Kattar. So I'm expecting the best Ricardo Lamas, and I'm ready for a fight.
Does it bother you at all that it's in his hometown? Do you like that?
Honestly, I'm so excited for that. Maybe it'll hit me more when I get there, but I've been cheering my whole life. Fighting locally. I was fortunate enough to fight in Boston. There's nothing better than that. That was something special. But I'm excited to go out and if they boo me, they boo me. But by the end of the night, you're damn sure everyone's going to be out of their seat clapping for one hell of a fight. And like I said, I've always wanted to go to Chicago, so I'm excited. And where it's enemy territory, I'm down to switch it up. Call me the bad guy. Let's go have some fun and go get some new fans out there that haven't had the opportunity to see me fight yet.
For sure. And do you feel like this fight with a win over a guy like Lamas, just because of the name he's got in the division, that could be like a coming out party? I know people who follow the sport closely know how good you are and how dangerous you are. You're kind of like the silent assassin of the division, in my opinion. But you feel like a win over Lamas would be kind of like your coming out party?
I like that. I think you just got me a new nickname right there, the silent assassin. I'm going to dice these motherfuckers up. I love it. No, I appreciate that. I think that, just because I don't do all that flashy shit talking like everybody else, I mean business every time I step in there. And a win over Ricardo Lamas, if you look at his record, that's the category of names I want to be mentioned with. The Max Holloways, the Chad Mendes, the Jose Aldos, the title holders, the kings of the division. I'm ready to go test myself against those guys. And he's got some great wins under his belt, Ricardo Lamas. So not that that's not too shabby of a category to be in, but I see myself with the elite of the elite, and that's where I'm going to hold myself accountable to that level of competition and guys, and I'm ready to test myself against all those names mentioned.
And when you look at the featherweight division, I feel like it's one of those divisions that's always exciting. Like, we had a period of time where it may have plateaued a little bit back in the day when Aldo was champion and he had beaten Frankie twice and all that. But now it seems like, first of all, before I get into that, did you feel that Holloway losing to Poirier was a good thing for the division, that order was going to be restored? Because the whole champ thing, everybody talks like they want to defend both belts, but it never really ends up happening.
Yeah, it's not the easiest. A lot of times it delays the division. I mean, the way Conor did it, you saw it.
Yep.
When he was in the 45 division, that kind of held things up a lot. It was nice to see that shit move to 55. And props to Max for stepping up, testing himself. He pretty much did what he had to do to everybody in the featherweight division. So you kind of got to give him his due and give him a shot at being the double champ. I think he earned it. But now he's coming back down, and it's not like he delayed anything. He's ready to fight for Nick Yeager, and he's talking about fighting Volkanovski or whatever his name is in July. He haven't even defended it against Edgar yet. So he's definitely staying busy. He's not holding anything up. But hearing Aldo retiring after this year, it seems that there's a lot of movement going on. Two of the guys that I recently fought jumping into the top 15. That's exciting. You got Moicano headlining a card.
Yep.
And, hopefully not in the not too near a distant future, maybe I'll be headlining the card soon with a win over Ricardo.
Definitely. And just to talk about Moicano, I saw you talk in a previous interview that you felt like you learned a lot of lessons. I like that you did that on your Instagram story. You crossed out the word loss, and it was like a lesson that you learned from the Moicano fight. So I just wanted to ask you, like, what lessons did you feel like you learned from that Moicano loss? And here you are, you've got a big fight ahead of you, so it didn't really set you back as much as you may have initially thought it would have.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's the way you got to look at things. You know, look at the way Moicano bounced back after Ortega. He was right back in the mix, fighting Aldo. He beats Aldo. He arguably fights for the title next against Holloway, and you see it happen time and time again. Look at Burgos after me. Now all of a sudden the kid's ranked higher than me. It's funny how that works. You know, it's a mindset that loss, and for me, you know, there were a couple key takeaways from that I plan to adjust to, and really it's about who slips up first sometimes in the sport, and sitting back, can't be waiting for these guys to make their moves. And you know, I don't think he really was too busy in the fight with me. I think he fought smart, and I'm not going to let guys off so easy next time.
All right, so a couple more questions before I let you go. I appreciate your time. How do you see the Holloway-Edgar fight playing out?
Man, that's a good one. This is the third time they're supposed to meet up and fight, right? I'm just excited to see it. Both guys are veterans, tough guys in the sport, and I think that how busy Max Holloway's been will pay dividends for him. Although Edgar, you can never count him out, you know. But I got to give the edge to Holloway, which is the size, reach, everything, and he's the champ, man. So to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. So I'd be impressed to see Edgar get it done, but I got to give the nod to Max.
Nice, and you're opening up the prelims, which shows you how stacked this card is. It is on ESPN, so none of the whole ESPN Plus thing. Is that good for you? That people just get to watch you? They just get to put the channel on and watch you, no complications?
Yeah, I think I'd say so. You know, until people start getting with the times and learn how to stream a little bit better and work out the hiccups, I'm excited to be headlining the card. And like I said, I got a lot of family coming out to see us. We got about 3 suites that night, locked and loaded. So I don't know how many boos I'll be hearing with that many guys in the stands, but. No, it's going to be exciting to kick off the night and then be able to chill out afterwards, whether we stay at the fight night and watch the rest of the fights or just get out of there and get on with the night. I'm excited to go out, compete, and just, you know, finish off a good camp with a big win.
Definitely. One last one. How do you envision your fight with Lamas going down? Do you have a prediction?
I just see myself winning, get my hand raised at the end of the night. If there's some extra cash at the end, I'd be happy to take it. And because I think this will be an exciting one, whether it goes the distance or not. I'm just ready to bring a damn fight, and I'm excited to go out and test it. But I see myself, you know, I feel comfortable wherever it goes. Honestly, I don't give a shit where he wants to go with it. You already know where I like to keep it. So if we can keep it standing and put the pause on him, I'm down. If we wanted to try to take me down, we could do that too. But I'm excited to go out, test myself against, like you said, a title challenger, a veteran of the sport, and put on a hell of a fight for the fans while getting some cash in my pocket.
Awesome stuff, Calvin. I really appreciate the time. You guys can catch Calvin Kattar next Saturday, June 8th at UFC 238 in Chicago when he takes on Ricardo Lamas. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you, Farrah. Appreciate you.